Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance and editor for a couple of years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. But before I get into what we are shipping out today on Monday, I just wanted to ramble about of a lot of frustrations we're having. Well, number one, our microphone broke. We have a new one coming, so it's sad that I want to talk about this when I don't have the microphone, but that's okay. So this particular month has been very annoying. It feels like everything we've built up for literally 4, 5, I don't even know how many years at this point. And honestly, like the first thing I look at when something's going wrong is I want to be like generally at the crux of my person and my soul and my being is accountability. So I think about like what are all the things I can do. So for eBay, I can affect prices. I can source different items. I can list different items. I can do different pictures. I can make different pictures. I can do different sales. There's a lot of stuff you can control, but it feels like for this particular month, none of that matters. Ever since the weekend before the election, our sales have just gone down in such a drastic level. Like usually I like to plan for like a doomsday or have like a fallback or something. This was just unheard of for us. So like even when we were doing this part-time, it was better part-time. So just to give you an idea, right now today I think there's like 6 or 7 days left in November. In order for me to match last November, which was a pretty okay November, it wasn't too crazy, we have to do $1,000 each day. Our current sales are down 45% compared to last year and the year before and stuff like that. That's crazy. It's been super frustrating. I just feel like everyone's just been so into like the politics. Either if you're on the left, it's doomsday and all the news can be annoying, and if you're on the right, you go like, "Ooh, yes, I can finally talk about what I want." So there's no more cancel culture. For me, I just want to literally sell stuff on eBay, and I just find it so frustrating that like it feels like we're caught in the crosshairs right now because like I don't know other than fiddling with all this stuff. Like I just listed our 17,000th item. That's not to brag. We've been working on this for 4 years. We have almost 15,000 items sold. So like the volume and quantity thing has been working. Obviously all this stuff, like some of it is like bits and pieces and stuff like that, but you're going to see later on in the video like they do sell. So yeah, this is just literally unheard. It's crazy. I find it so frustrating. It feels like there's less stuff we can control compared to normal. I'm just like so annoyed of it. Like I honestly just hope it turns around. Like we have to actually consider for the first time ever, if I know there's like a lot of videos like, oh, eBay sucks, if this is actually worth it. Like I believe in it. I want to weather the storm, but this storm is really rough. It's just really, really rough for sales. So yeah, I don't know. We don't know anyone in real life that do eBay full time or also that's an everything seller. So like I want to know how other people are doing with their eBay down below in the comments. Like I honestly want to know if you watch other people how they're doing. We don't have another source of income. We are obviously trying this YouTube channel. I'm trying to make this entertaining. I generally am not a negative person. I'm trying not to put negative videos out there, but just right now I'm just so frustrated at the actual just absurdity of looking at the numbers. Last year we were doing pretty good. Like it felt like we finally got to breathe in life for once, but then inflation kind of kicked us down, and it felt like I was listing more and that has been doing more. It's basically we've been working twice as hard to like try to curve the numbers from not going too straight down. It's kind of just been like going like this. I don't know if it's the right direction on the phone, but yeah, this month was just like an actual drop off. Like I don't know. Hey, maybe like we will see $1,000 for the next 6 days. I just keep listing all of like the more premium stuff I have, the stuff that has been selling. I'm just like focusing on, but there's only so much time in the day to work on this stuff. Honestly, I just keep going and going and going and going until I just like my brain just fries out, or I just physically get exhausted and need to like eat something. But yeah, that's just where everything is at right now. It's just nuts. Like yeah, I don't know. I just literally looked at the numbers. 45% less than last year. Like absolutely crazy. it's like I said, I usually like to take accountability for stuff, but I almost don't know like what else to do other than to just keep doing the stuff that has worked before. And maybe this is just like people really are into the politics and they need to get bored of any of that. Like, and then people go back to spending. I don't know. Like, I really do want to do this. I want to see this out for like 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. Right now, still doing it full time. But I like really believe in it. So like it's super frustrating when it feels like you're doing everything correctly and things aren't going your way. And like I said, a lot of it could be my fault. It's so hard to tell. Like I said, I have no one to talk to about this. My brother does part-time cards, but that's such a specific niche. So it's part-time, it's cards, and then it's a particular. He does like wrestling cards. So like I can't really ask him how his thing is doing because we're just doing a whole different animal. There's a lot of different categories of stuff to sell. There's so many variables. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments how your sales have been doing. I know obviously everyone's not doing too bad. And yesterday was finally a good day. We finally hit an above $300 day, which last year was kind of like, that was like our average number, just to give you an idea. A lot of our days have been like $100 days, which is basically not really sustainable for full time unless if we make a lot of personal cuts. And we don't really eat out too much. Like that's just way too expensive now. I want to think like in the past 2 months, we probably got like fast food, like 4 times. And then we had a couple of birthday dinners paid for by parents. I'll still count it as like money spent. It was, it's someone else's money. It was for Anetta's birthday. And I think I also paid for like a dinner brunch for Anetta because it was her birthday. And even with just how the sales are going, I'm not going to actually like be such a penny pincher to, sorry, I'm getting emotional, to like, wreck her birthday. It's definitely worth it to take her out for that. Whew. It's cringe when people like cry. I gathered it back up. All right. So yeah, that's just how I feel. So I really want to know what people think about down below. If people end up hating this video, that's okay. I won't do as many of these negativity. I just had to let it out. Super frustrated being in the crosshairs. All right, I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Monday. All right, so the first thing is a pretty cool combo order. There's not that many sales today, but yeah, we had like 20, 21. Normally we have like 30 to 40. All right, so the first thing is going to be a lot of 4 posters. This person took like a while to figure out what they wanted and to pay for. They originally had like 3 paid for, and then I had to message them if they still wanted it, because it's okay sometimes like people pay for stuff, they want to cancel, bills happen, they find something else, who knows. But then they wanted to add 1 more, and it took a couple more days. So what they grabbed were these cool Dungeons and Dragons laminated starter set maps. So I believe these come in a starter set. This right here is a Wyvern tour right here. So that's just going to be like where Wyvern lives. They also got a Cragmaw hideout right here. This is laminated, which makes it really cool because like this stuff is normally like a janky like paper. Not too janky, but like this makes it more usable around a table with drinks and dry erase markers. And this right here is a really cool inn right there. And then they randomly got this right here. This is the Coral Cathedral RPG map or something. I'm not too sure what this is. It looks really cool. I like sea stuff in general. Sorry, I have to talk because we don't have the microphone when it's not in front of your faces. It's going to be some dead zone. All right, this is the Zone of the Deep. A bunch of different like monsters and stuff. I find maps pretty cool and fascinating. This person obviously thinks so too. So they got those D&D maps. They're obviously working on some like RPG adventure, maybe a C one, and people do use this stuff. All right, next up is going to that sold for they paid for it separately, so it's like about $50. All right, next up is a signed, let's see, Alan Tudyk Ray Nearly Spectrum photo prints. I remember Anetta explained this person to me. I think they're like a web person or something, or a Comic-Con person. Honestly, I don't remember. I happened to get a bunch of these, and she knew a little bit about it. This one's right here, signed, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, signed stuff, getting $30 for is pretty good. All right, moving along, we have a lot of 3 Warhammer 40k miniature bits and pieces. Let's see. Oh yeah, so it looks like they got these chaos pieces. These have been doing really well for us. Honestly, they've been saving us as combo orders. So the combo order was $39. All right, so here's a bunch of just different little bits and pieces for the chaos faction. There's like wings, there's weapons, there's heads, there's armor. Here's some more bits and pieces. I just labeled them by number. If you want to take a look at me pulling stuff for the storage unit, you can see me pull some of this stuff. Well, not for this particular day, but for another day. We need the microphone to do another one of those. Of course, that broke. So it's our microphone's coming in, and here's a bunch of bits and pieces on the sprue right there. So yeah, $39 for that. Honestly, like I said, it was $40 for a huge bin. This has been the best by far. All right, moving along, we have a CD. We got a bunch of CDs for $75 a long time ago. This is Chicago Chorale, We Breathe Your Name. I don't know anything about this. It's sealed, but there's still like a crack on the front. I actually think Anetta listed this one. I was like looking at the table and the backdrop. That was when we used like the dollar store backdrops. I still have our original backdrops when we used to just like put the whiteboard down and then like have the other one that is the backdrop. It's pretty good when you're like still starting. And honestly, I use it sometimes as like a mobile listing station. So yeah, just make sure that there's some okay lighting somewhere natural or with a light or something. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It was just cool seeing that listing. That sold for $13.27. Next up is a War Machine Kador figure right here. This is a destroyer. So this is going to be the card right here. Well, I look for the destroyer. It was already built. It doesn't matter. It's not that exciting. The card. Oh, they're not going to be able to read it. It just has like the stats and the abilities. All right. So this right here is going to be the... What's wrong? Okay, good. All right, this is just going to be the figure right here. It's already built.
You have to cover your face.
So yeah.
You have to cover your face.
Yeah, I'll do my best, but yeah. All right, that sold for $14.99. I mean, it's probably going to be hard for them to see anyways, just because it's so tiny. All right, moving along, we have some miniatures. Like these are Venezia La Guerriera d'Italia. So this is probably in Italian. They're 15 millimeters. I'm not too sure what it is right there. So there's going to be that right there. The package is a little dirty, but it's still pretty good. This ended up selling for $23.99. All right, moving along, we have a Christmas item right here. I don't remember where we got this. Actually, I think it was an estate sale. This right here is like a tablecloth. There's little cherries and stuff. It's white, red, and green, so this is me for Christmas. This is 54 inches by 54 inches. So yeah, someone's excited about Christmas. It sold for $15. So yeah, I probably got it for like $1 or $2 at a estate sale or another grab. All right, next up is a really cool listing. This is kind of like the reason why eBay is pretty awesome. You can do a bunch of unique stuff. So I'm going to go into a little story about this. I have sold this stuff before. So these are both ExileCon card game cards. This is for the video game Path of Exile. They now have part 2 coming out. I think you can like play test or something December 6th. I forget like the official terminology. There's now like pre-releases to games, pre-releases, testing, pre-testing, pre-servers. I don't know. I know something's happening on December 6th, so someone's probably super excited. These particular cards, you would use them at, so this is, the Orb of Transmutation and the Orb of Alchemy. You would actually use these at the convention. The employees would have a bunch of shirts on, and they would be a monster or a boss, and they would have like stats that you need to match the symbols with to defeat them, and then they also have stats of like what armor and stuff you need to protect, or else you just couldn't even fight them. And then there were other mechanics like your weapons and armor would have little punches. If they got punched, the durability's gone. You'd have to get new cards. When you defeat these employees, they also bring out like a deck box of cards, and you're basically getting like a booster pack of cards. So these are actually for the crafting bench. You actually have to turn these in, so these are technically more rare than some of the other cards, because when your weapons and armors get punched, you actually get to keep them after the fact. So yeah, these ended up selling as a combo order for $45, which is pretty cool. I think I have one more of one of these. I think the Orb of Transmutation. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't go to their second convention, but I know that they continued the card game and they added some more stuff to it. I wasn't there, so it's kind of hard to look into it. You'd have to go chill on Reddit or something. But yeah, it's pretty cool. If all of my like Path of Exile cards sell, I basically paid for our trip for New Zealand, which is crazy to think about. I haven't added up how many of these cards sold, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's about that. All right, moving along, we have a British small decker little ship. I got a bunch of these like a year or two ago. I got multiples of the small or large, and then there was like British or French right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to like show this right here. You probably, I don't know if you can see it or if it's blurry, But yeah, this one, it's handmade. It's pretty cool. Good quality. I actually made a note to relist this when it sells. This was actually my last one for the small double-decker British ship. This sold for $20. I still have some like small and large French, and then I think I have large British ones left. But yeah, about half of these have sold, which is pretty cool because when I was originally buying them, I'm like, I think they look cool, but I was like, will someone actually want them? I'm not sure. That sold for $20. All right, next up is going to be some X-Wing miniature game dice pack right here. This is just going to be the green and red dice. This is just like a new set of dice. You get a bunch of these in like, I think the starter sets. I don't think you get them in any of the expansions, maybe like one or two. Oh yeah, but you use these to fight offensively and defensively. This sold for $8.99. This is brand new, so it's unopened. All right, moving along, we have playing card decks. It's been a while, but I do grab the unique ones when I find them out in the wild. These are Optics animated playing cards. These are both sealed packs right there. So yeah, I think these just are going to have optic illusions on the back, which is pretty cool. Because they're sealed, I'm not sure if all of the backs are different or if it's all the same optic illusion right here. I grab unique stuff like this. This sold for $22.49. I allotted them together because sometimes people like to use these unique like card sets for playing card games. All right, so moving along, we have a War Games Illustrated magazine right here. This is issue number 40, January 1991. I had a bunch of these before. They sold way before we were doing videos for our eBay. I also have a couple of these in lots. This ended up selling for $8.44, so sometimes I would make a bunch of lots, and if I had some stragglers, I would just list them individually. All right, and then next up is, I knew these were going to be cool. We did a video of the War Machine like collection we got from auction. These are custom dice for the, let me see, I think it's both for the Khador faction, which is like the Russian faction, the red faction or whatever. So these dice right here are going to be the silver ones. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry if it's blurry. And then these are going to be the red and gold. So red with gold pips, and then the silver with red pips. These sold for $44.98, which is really good. I think that almost paid for, I can't remember which auction came from. There was a War Machine auction that we paid like $50 for, and another one that was $120, $50. I'm not sure, somewhere around there. But yeah, whatever auction that came from, this is already in the profit. All right, next up is a Christmas ornaments. It's pretty cool to get these going. This is Santa's answering machine. There's a cute little mouse right here on the answering machine. Yeah, we got a bunch of these ornaments at a community yard sale. We got like a box of them for like $10, I think we got it for. We got like 50 to 100. Really nice person. We actually go to that particular person every year. We haven't gotten too much since then, but yeah, they're always like a blast to talk to, so they know we do eBay. All right, next up is going to be an Avengers Knights of Wundagore. I don't know too much about comics. I just looked at this one. It looked like it could either be vintage or like fake vintage. It looked, I guess, cool enough for me to pick up. I get books pretty cheap. This sold for $9.74. All right, next up is another weird playing card deck. Kind of, this is just, it says Magic Mystery Deck right here. I don't actually know if this is like an actual Magic card deck for like magic tricks. It was used. I laid out all the pictures. It looked like a classic deck. Maybe they're aware of like what trick or what special things about the cards are. This is from 2010, Poofy Slinky. That's the company, I guess. Yeah, $7.50. It might have come from like one of those magic trick boxes you get, and someone just needed more of those cards. I don't know. I always pick up, like I said, the weird ones. I thought that would actually have more interesting backs, which is like a regular red back. All right, next up is going to be a belt buckle. This is the 125th anniversary Pony Express commemorative brass buckle. Whew, that was a lot of words. It's already in the container. Actually, I could probably take it out right here. Sorry for the crunchies. I think we got these at an estate sale bulk buy. I just happen to remember that particular estate sale was, I think we spent like $75. We haven't talked about it on the channel yet. That was from a bit ago. That's when we got like the Michael Jordan plates. We got like a ton of different magazines. We got belt buckles. Oh, jeez. We got some like cuter figures. Do you remember what else we got from that one, or no? No, not at all. All right. Sorry, that sold for $18.75. All right, next up is going to be some, I'm not sure if these are custom or if these were like a Kickstarter thing, but these are going to be a lot of 51 plastic Zombicide tokens. So yeah, there's just a bunch of different tokens that denote different things. I've only played Zombicide like one time a long time ago, so I'm not too sure what these are for, but I know people love Zombicide. So yeah, these sold for $13.49. Like they're a good plastic acrylic feel to it, and they actually have let's see, I don't know if it's the right word, but like embossed, where you can like touch over it and you can feel like all the bumps and ridges. Pretty cool for those. We do pretty well with board game bits and pieces. All right, next up is going to be something that Anetta grabbed at an auction house when they were moving from one location to the next. I don't want to take it out of the bag. I don't want like hairs or anything to get in it. But this one it has like Carcassonne, and it had like its whole title in the top right corner. So this thing's gonna fold out. It looks really cool. It is a religious piece, I think. So yeah, it's gonna be like, I think like 24 inches by 24 inches, like that. That sold for $26.25, which is awesome. All right, and then the last thing that sold for the day is going to be Laser Tag Adventure book number 1. This is High Spy right here. We got a bunch of Choose Your Own Adventure books. We got a bunch of these laser tag ones. I remember like a board game that I've sold before, and I think it's the same branding. I don't know if they're related, if this was like a TV show or something like that. Like I know it's something, I just don't know exactly what it is. But yeah, this ended up selling for $9.30. All right, so that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look at the shop down below. Have a good one.